We are back with more news, and in this video we will talk about Mercedes Mone. But first, we got some other news to get to, and it is that a member of WWE's upper management team has been let go due to an HR violation. If you want more information on the matter, I suggest going to Fightful, where the report came from initially, because not much is known about the situation, because all we know from the standpoint of the news cycle is that it was an HR violation. We don't know anything else about the situation right now, other than it was a high-ranking official in the management team who had only been with the WWE for a couple of years. It was not like a long-standing employee, but still, it's, a little crazy anytime you see a long-standing employee get let go. But also, as some things change, the more they stay the same. I don't know if that, I gotta work on my segues because this doesn't really make sense. Either way, though, due to the inclusion of the 60-minute Iron Man match at Revolution between MJF and Bryan Danielson, the face of the Revolution ladder match for a future AEW World title shot will not take place at the Revolution pay-per-view. It will take place this week on Dynamite. Instead, as a way for the ladder match to get time, and this way they don't have to stretch out things on the pay-per-view and cut time on the pay-per-view. And it allows them to give everything its proper amount of time. Because, AEW. AEW, they have a bad habit of overextending pay-per-views, and with the fact that the Iron Man match is going to be something that's a little crazy, in my opinion, to have on a pay-per-view. It's usually a little crazy to have on a pay-per-view, so they need to cut some matches that would occupy a decent amount of time on the pay-per-view, and that's what they are doing. They are cutting some of the matches, and that one of those matches is the Face of the Revolution ladder match, which is for a future AEW World title shot, and will take place on Dynamite instead, with Commander from Mexico making his AEW debut, Takeshita, Ortiz, Eddie Kingston, Powerhouse Hobbs, Sammy Guevara, and Action Andretti occupying a spot in the Face of the Revolution ladder match. And actually, I take it back. The Face of the Revolution ladder match is not for a future world title shot. The Face of the Revolution ladder match is for a future TNT title shot, which is why the current TNT champion Samoa Joe is going to be on commentary, and I apologize. It is also including AR Fox. So it is AR Fox, Powerhouse Hobbs, Takeshita, Commander from Mexico, Sammy Guevara, Action Andretti, and Ortiz and Eddie Kingston are all involved in the match, with the winner getting a future title shot against the current AEW TNT champion, Samoa Joe. But the fact of the matter is, more than likely, the winner of the ladder match will not get a shot against Samoa Joe, because odds are Joe will not be TNT champion after Revolution, and Wardlow will be TNT champion after Revolution instead. I know there are people that would love to see Takeshita win. I know there are people that would probably love to see Eddie Kingston win, as well as there are people that would love to see Powerhouse Hobbs get some direction and get some consistency. I think Action Andretti could use it too, or AR Fox. So I think anybody in the match could use a win here to become the Face of the Revolution. But as far as who will win, Eddie Kingston would be a nifty match against Samoa Joe or Wardlow. Powerhouse Hobbs would be an interesting match for Wardlow, but also Action Andretti. It would give Action Andretti some more momentum against within the feud against the JAS, to give him somewhere to go after his feud with the JAS is over. I'm not saying that Action Andretti should win. I'm just saying that it would give him something to do. Either way, though, that is on Dynamite on March the 1st. And we now move to a report from, I believe it was Dave Meltzer, who said that there are a number of people backstage, including Triple H, that are big fans of the current Intercontinental Champion Gunther. And, oh no, it wasn't Meltzer. It was WrestleVotes. It was WrestleVotes talking to Give Me Sport. And they said that Triple H, as well as Road Dogg and Jason Jordan, are big fans of the current Intercontinental Champion Gunther, and that Gunther could be next in line for a run with the World Championship, and that if Gunther, just put it into perspective, that if Gunther keeps the belt until the fall, the Intercontinental title, then he could be the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion in history, as he would surpass the Honky Tonk Man's record of 450 plus days. So, if that's the case, that would be a nice segue for Gunther becoming the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion, and then defeating the WWE Champion, because also, by the time that Gunther would be the longest reigning champion, WWE would once again have 2 world titles, as WWE will likely have 2 world titles following WrestleMania in some way, or they will have Cody Rhodes drop the belt and split the belts that way. I don't really know how they're going to split the belts, as having Roman compete on both nights of WrestleMania, defending both belts separately, would be the easiest way to do it. But also you could do the same thing with Cody and have Cody defend 2 belts separately. Sort of like Triple H has been having the Usos defend one set of the tag team titles separately to boost the possibility of them possibly losing. But I think Gunther becoming WWE Champion would be a testament to how things changed under Triple H, and also a testament to the fact of the fortunate nature of Vince McMahon being removed from leader of creative, or the head of creative, because if you remember, Vince wanted to bury Gunther because of one mishap that didn't go the way Vince wanted over the summer last year, and just before that happened, Vince was removed from power and lost control, and Triple H was able to keep Gunther in the position that he's in and continue the momentum, which gave us a classic match at Clash at the Castle between Gunther and Sheamus for the Intercontinental Championship, and became one of the first, in my recollection, in recent memory, on the main roster to get 5 stars from Mr. Meltzer. So I think Gunther is somebody more than capable to become a future star in WWE, and somebody that WWE should find very worthwhile to invest in for the future. Now we finally move to the Mercedes Mone. Well, I was going to say we moved to the Mercedes Mone story, but Kenny Omega is somebody that I forgot about, that AEW has decided to add time to Kenny Omega's contract, about 9 months, because Kenny missed some time after his title reign ended due to injury healing up, and also after the fallout from the Brawl Out at All Out. Kenny missed time both times, so AEW decided to add time to Kenny's contract and take advantage of that opportunity to keep one of their premier athletes under contract, and many think that the reason AEW chose to do this is because of WWE's rumored interest in the Best Bout Machine. Just imagine Kenny Omega making the move to WWE. I mean, I know some people would say, well, that would never happen. Well, we said the same thing about Cody Rhodes, but we see how well that worked out. Cody's going to be WWE Champion. Now, imagine Cody as WWE Champion going into Royal Rumble next year, and Kenny Omega making his debut at the Royal Rumble next year to face off with Cody Rhodes. Just imagine that. You know, now, I don't know if ultimately Kenny will leave or Kenny will stay, But I do think that Kenny will want to stay if the Bucks do, and that basically AEW may lose Kenny and the Bucks within the next year. I mean, it could happen. You know, we didn't think it would happen with Cody, and it did. So it could happen with Kenny, but I mean, just imagine Kenny and MJF leaving, and how much of a hole and a gap it will leave for AEW. Even though AEW would still have their main man Mox, it would still leave a gap for AEW. Either way, though, the Mercedes Mone story is Mercedes Mone currently only has 2 more dates on her New Japan contract. So it is possible that maybe she needs to work out a bit of a better deal in New Japan. But also, from the very beginning, it was the plan to give her the IWGP Women's Championship to help her establish, to use the name value that Mercedes brings to help establish a new division within the ranks of New Japan. So, I mean, I guess credit that WWE didn't give her for her name value, the money that WWE was unwilling to give her for her name value, New Japan was more than willing to do it, and the show of faith that they gave was giving Mercedes the opportunity to lead the women's division. Again, a recap, Kenny Omega has added, AEW has added about 9 months to Kenny Omega's contract, which puts it somewhere in late 2023, coming to an end. And because Kenny's contract was actually supposed to come up in February, and now his contract comes up around the same time as the Bucks. And also, Mercedes Moné's contract in New Japan could be coming up soon, but also her title win was something that was supposed to happen when she signed, as they want to use the name value that Mercedes Moné brings to help establish a new division, or the new division, within the ranks of New Japan. And also, can you imagine Gunther as WWE champion? Let me know down in the comment section below. And with that being said, the news cycle for the day is over, and I will see you in the next one.